Blessed Love. Today we're going to talk about the number one thing that will improve and increase the value of your life with your relationships, with your fitness level, and with your occupation. This changes the game for everything. The number one thing, and by the way, I'm going to give you 3 more corresponding superpowers that you have inside of you. But let's get right to it. The number one reason, the number one cause or reason for every season to be phenomenal, to be amazing, and for the effect of things to really be so great, meaning I have a great life. I love my life. What caused that? That's the effect. My life being great, me having great relationships, me being the best father possible to my child. What is the cause of that? Well, there's 4 really big things, but the number one reason is appreciation. Okay? If I spell anything wrong, throw it in the comments. All right? Get your notepad out. This is worth writing for. This is not entertainment. This is not just information. This is transformation. For you to transform, though, it's not just collecting knowledge, it's applying the knowledge, which is wisdom. And when you start to apply this, which you can do immediately during these moments right now, like simply, wow, thank you. You could literally write in the comments, thank you. And I'm not trying to get an ego boost. I thank you. I appreciate you. The one who says thank you is the one that is getting the most benefit and the most rewards. Not the person receiving the affirmation of appreciation. It's the person giving the affirmation of appreciation. And once you give, you will receive. Before you give or achieve and then receive, you must believe. And when you start believing that things are good, things will only get better. When you start believing things are bad, things will only get worse. Like my son says, if you focus on the goal, you will get your goal. If you focus on the negative, if you focus on the problem, he said, you will get the problem. He's 7 years young. It doesn't matter your age. It matters what's between your ears and what's between your shoulders and your heart. Because as a man thinketh in his heart, so shall he be. What we think of repetitively is who we are and who we become. It's not just about what we have, because what we have is based upon what we do, and what we do is based upon who we are, your identification. Who do you identify as? And I'm not talking about I'm Keith and I'm a male and I'm 47 and I live in Florida. Not that. Not that. I am the infinite potential of greatness. I am capable of anything great. I am the ineffable qualities of joy. This is the appreciation factor. Wake up every single day and say, thank you, God, for this day. This is the greatest day of my life. Your life will change so dramatically within 30 days. Matter of fact, instantly. This is how to manifest. We are either appreciating, or depreciating. And when you appreciate, you are literally, it's in the definition, look it up. You're increasing the value of something, of your life, of your wife, of your husband, of your child, of your friend, of your job. When you go to your work every day and say, oh, I gotta do, you don't have to do anything. Wake up, big alert here. You do not have to do anything. You get to do things. You get to go to work, so you get to turn the lights on, so you get to buy the books, so you get to buy the whiteboard, so you get to obtain the experiences that get you to be that much better, because God only gives you obstacles disguised as opportunities so you could overcome. It's worth writing down. All of this is worth taking notes upon, and throw your notes in the comments so you could be a teacher. And when you start teaching, then you are really applying to the highest level possible your wisdom, because you're creating an essence about it. You are making it your own beautiful snowflake, your own way of teaching. First, though, you must change the way you perceive or believe or expect things. When we change our perception, everything changes. When you start looking at things in an appreciating manner, giving grace, giving a period of grace, of thanksgiving for the process of you becoming. Because it's not going to just happen instantly. I don't pick up a book and just, it's not read within 1 second. And even if I read it within 1 second, still it takes time to digest it. You eat food, you digest it, it becomes part of you. So when you start appreciating, instantly things change, yet on the platform of time and space, it takes a little bit of a while to manifest. Like a great example is when we build muscle. You don't build muscle in the gym. You don't build muscle on the floor when you do push-ups. You don't build muscle when you contract your muscle like this, right? That contracts the muscle, that puts time under tension on that muscle. And what that does is creates micro tears in the muscle. So you're stressing the muscle out. And then when it recovers, that's when you gain your strength. This is the story of life. You must be in a place of stress or discomfort and then adapt to it by relaxing, recuperating, recharging, re-energizing yourself so that you're revigorated and your response becomes greater. You could handle more stress, more resistance. And when you persist with patience, that is divine timing, because you will get everything in life. But the reason why we would like to manifest things is because of the way those things have us feel. And appreciation changes the game of how we feel. This is the number one priority, or is, if you'd like to have a good life, this being the number one priority will change your life dramatically. In fact, you don't need all the things when you have the appreciation. The things are what you are going to appreciate, yet you could appreciate the things before you have them. Mind blown. Appreciate the things before you have them. Appreciate the doing of the things before you've done them. Appreciate the being of yourself, your identity. Appreciate it before you become it. What in the world are you talking about, Keith? Appreciate being an athlete. Appreciate having a perfect body. Appreciate being able to run before you do it. It's not backwards. It's not counterintuitive. It's been written in all the holy texts, from the Bible to the Bhagavad Gita to the Quran to the Trismegistus to the Kabbalion. All of these books, Transurfing, all of these books and theories are really pointing at the same thing: the law of attraction, the law of assumption. Assume that you already have the greatest life, because that creates a vibration or a frequency within you. The ultimate God frequency is appreciation. When you start to tap into appreciating everything in life appreciates you. And it just starts, you believe, achieve, receive. Believe, achieve, receive. This is a game changer. Now you're saying, well, you said there's 3 other aspects. What are the 3 other aspects? This one sounds important enough to take over everything, and it is. Because without this first step, nothing is worth anything. You're literally depreciating everything in life if you don't appreciate. And appreciation makes everything taste better. Put a little gratitude on it, and it will change everything about what it is: food, relationships, your occupation, and your own self-concept. So number 1 is appreciation. Number 2, your second superpower, is imagination. The image, to see the image of you being greater in your mind, to visualize you doing the thing that seems so challenging before you do it, because no one great did anything without conceiving it in their mind before they actually did it. And first we must believe, then we conceive, then we achieve. It's that simple. And the highest level of belief is appreciation. And then we use imagination to create the next step in our mind of greatness, of our goal, of our dream life, of our mission and purpose in life. What is life without having appreciation and imagination for a greater destination? It's miserable. That's what it is. But you could get out of this. You could snap out of it in a moment. Number 3. First is appreciation. Second is imagination. And third, your third superpower is, what do you think your third superpower is? Write it in the comments. What do you think of as your greatest superpower? Okay? Because I could list this on and on, yet you are a snowflake. You are an individual that knows so much. So please, drop in the comments, what is your greatest superpower? I'm very interested to hear. Okay, what I list is intention. Okay, to be intentional, my definition of intentional is to do something that gets you closer to your dream life, your goal. First is your goals. That creates your dream life, and that backs up your mission and purpose in life. That is one of our greatest superpowers, to actually be intentional in life. Because if you're not intentional, you're in detention. You're stuck in a place that you don't want to be, in a little box. Like after school, I'm in detention. I'm stuck. Someone else told me I gotta be here. Got news for you. You don't have to be anywhere. You create the rules. There is no spoon, right? Like the Matrix said, we are in a matrix. We're in a nation that you make. Imagination. I make I nation. You make your own nation. You make your own reality. We have 8 billion different realities in the world because someone can see something as completely different. It's like the story about the elephant, right? 3 people are touching an elephant and they're blindfolded. One person says, this is a wall, touching the side of the elephant, as you may guess. Another person says, this is a tree trunk. They're touching the elephant's leg. They're like, what is this? The third person says, we got to be touching something different here. How is this all the same thing? Because this is a rope. It's touching the tail. You perceive the information that you receive, and you receive the information based on your appreciation, your imagination, your intention. Because you create your own reality by seeing things and perceiving things as differently than others. What's another way to say perceive and believe is expect. Expectation. What is your privilege in the world? What do you expect to happen? Are you so privileged that you believe that you are a child of God that is born from greatness so that you are capable of creating greatness? Are you in the belief that you are created from greatness, that you are here to create, and that you have the power, the ultimate power to create and change the landscape of the earth? Because I believe that's what you're here for. I believe you're capable of such great things, and I expect from you greatness. Because I expect from me greatness. Do you understand how goats, when they're mountain goats, when they're crossing, they're on this narrow path and they're both crossing this narrow path? Do you understand how they get through? They know that if they butt each other and just fight, they're both going to fall to the ground. We have free will. We are not just programmed like an animal, so we actually will butt heads and fight and fall to the ground, even though it's me and the other person that falls and dies. Yet there is another way. We can learn from that mountain goat because we have free will. We have the power to learn and adapt and respond, which is such an amazing power that we have to learn, to adapt, and to respond. The mountain goat lays down. One of them will lay down and the other will walk over it. Imagine what a beautiful world it currently is, that we have the power to lay down in front of our brothers and sisters so they could walk over us to get to the next point in their life, and that we could help them and uplift them. Information is the most valuable thing on the planet, because when we collect information that serves our intention, we apply it and create wisdom, and wisdom is worth more than all the rubies, all the gold, and all the silver on the planet, as Solomon told us. Why? Because with wisdom, you could collect all the material in the world. Material is not as real as spiritual. Spiritual is always more real than material, so close your eyes and realize that is the real world. When you open your eyes, it's actually more of an illusion. We see about 0.0035 of the electromagnetic field. A bat doesn't see what we see. It communicates. Intention, another aspect of intention is communication. And a bat will communicate with sonar, and that's how it will see. It'll create the image. How we see, we think it's with our eyes, but we're actually reflecting an image that we designate with meaning. So I could say, that's a desk. Someone else could say, that's a chair. Someone else could say, that's a bed. Someone else could say, that's a massage table. Someone else can say, that's garbage. You need a new table. They won't even admit that it's a table because they have set a standard for a certain amount of quality to designate the word table towards that. Well, what is your standard in your life? How much appreciation do you give on a daily basis? How many times are you saying thank you to people at every single possibility and chance you get? Or are you just like, I'm not going to say thank you. They were supposed to do that. I don't need to say thank you for them to realize that I mean thank you. I will just show it with my actions. Well, how about showing it with the act of speaking? Because when we're intentional about being appreciative, then we communicate. First, we communicate with God, right? Everywhere. I point up, but God is everywhere, in everyone, in everything, at all times, vibrating at such a frequency of pure appreciation, love, and gratitude that reaches enlightenment. But instead of being enlightened, we hold on to things like anger and frustration and resentment. And that weighs us down and entangles us instead of enlightening us to be pure spiritual creatures. It entangles us into the material realm where we think materials are more important than spiritual vessels, aka humans. So when you start to communicate with God, you start to realize God is in everyone. So let me communicate with God saying, thank you for this wonderful life. And then I could communicate with myself because God is inside of me, omnipresent in me, on me, in me, on me, omnipresent. I communicate with God. Thank you. I know I am a creative vessel. I have created every detail around me, so I will continue to create. And if what is around me is messy or something I do not like, I realize that I have tapped into the frequency by focusing on what I do not want in life. Someone put it in my ear. I repeated it long enough for it to become a reality. Because again, we create our own reality with our own intention and expectation and how we imagine things. Our imagination is a great superpower because we could always use our imagination to elevate ourselves, appreciate ourselves in a higher way, increase our value. Not only our value to ourselves and to God, right? The two ways of communication is to God, omni, inside, in me, and outside, to thee, to the person I'm speaking with, to the people that I know in my life, to the people that I'm imagining and thinking about in my life, because just that feeling of gratitude, of appreciation, can change your game completely. Because if you are angry at someone and you think they don't deserve my appreciation, you don't deserve to be angry. You deserve to be appreciative of them, no matter what they did, even if they did a heinous crime to you. And I'm not taking away from the aspect that they did something that was just wrong, just wasn't right. Yet why would you continue that with wrong action? Wrong action is anger, is holding resentment, because it's literally, as Christ said, it's like swallowing poison, waiting for someone else to die. Oh, I'm angry with you. Let me swallow that poison and wait for you to die because I'm holding the anger. Instead of, I appreciate you. Thanks for showing me a way to not behave. When I knock on people's doors, hey, how are you doing? I'm not interested. I didn't even tell you what I got. Love thy neighbor like you love yourself. They probably don't love themselves that much, right? And that's okay. That's why I give even more love. That's why I love so much, because my cup overflows. So I choose to give my love, which these are all qualities of love, to others. And I hope this reaches you in a way that you have not been reached before. I make this video and all of these videos to get you to be of the highest level of health and wealth possible, because health is your true wealth. And you will not be able to make action that is long-term and sustainable within health or wealth without appreciation, imagination, intention, and expectation. In fact, it is all futile without this. You must take action, intention. You must expect for that action to be of the highest quality and purpose and effect. Because if you don't think that you are causing the effect, then things are just going to keep on happening and you're not going to understand how or why. Realize that your thoughts are the cause of your emotion, and your emotion is the cause of your activity. And your activity is the cause of your identity. You could change all of that so quickly, instantly. For it to manifest outwardly, it may take a little time. When you let go and release of the need for the manifestation externally and realize that the true reason why we are manifesting is to change our internal frequency to that of appreciation and gratitude and love, then you won. You win the game already. So thank you so much. Thank you for the 100,000 subscribers that are here. I love you. Keep on subscribing. Keep on sharing the message. If it pleases you, if someone else will benefit from you. If not, thanks for watching anyway. And I hope you have the greatest life ever possible. You are amazing.